Hi everyone, welcome to MSP. Today we are going to discuss the histomorphological features of Pemphigus. Pemphigus is a group of autoimmune vesiculobullous dermatosis of largely unknown etiology. Loss of intraepidermal adhesions is attributed to autoantibodies binding to desmosomal proteins, primarily desmoglein 1 and 3. Pemphigus has several distinct forms such as Pemphigus vulgaris, Pemphigus foliaceus, paraneoplastic pemphigus, and IgA pemphigus. Pemphigus vulgaris presents with persistent mucosal erosions with or without skin involvement. Pemphigus foliaceus is characterized by superficial fragile blisters along with subsequent erosions and leafy scales that primarily affect keratinizing skin. Paraneoplastic pemphigus is clinically associated with painful oral mucosal lesions. Pemphigus vulgaris represents the most frequent group of the pemphigus. Histomorphology demonstrates acantholysis and spurs inflammatory infiltrate. Acantholysis occurs in the suprabasal layer, leaving a single layer of basal keratinocytes that look like a row of tombstones. Early pre-bullous stage may show only eosinophilic spongiosis. Direct immunofluorescence displays reticular pattern referred by various fancy terms such as chicken wire, fishnet-like, or honeycomb pattern due to IgG and C3 depositions on the surface of epidermal keratinocytes. Pemphigus foliaceus is rare and primarily occurs in two subsets. Endemic type, also known as Fogo selvagem, which is more common in the countries of South America and North Africa. And the second type, that is localized type, or Pemphigus erythematosus or senior Usher syndrome, which is sporadic worldwide. Unlike Pemphigus vulgaris, Pemphigus foliaceus generally affects skin. On histomorphology, early blisters show subcorneal acantholysis. Stratum corneum is often lost from the surface, leaving granular keratinocytes as klingons. Epidermis may show eosinophilic spongiosis. Chronic persistent lesions display acanthosis, papillomatosis, hyperkeratosis with focal parakeratosis, as well as dyskeratotic cells in the granular layer. Paraneoplastic pemphigus or PNP accounts for 3 to 5% cases of all the pemphigus. PNP is associated with underlying malignancy, most frequently non-Hodgkin's lymphomas. PNP particularly has two major clinical phenotypes, blisters and lichenoid eruptions. In blister type, the histomorphology shows suprabasal acantholysis, spurs inflammation, mostly eosinophils. In lichenoid type, there are features of interface and lichenoid dermatitis, including vacuolar alteration, a dense band-like inflammatory infiltrate in the upper dermis. Sometimes both types can co-appear in the same lesion. Direct immunofluorescence demonstrates IgG and C3 both in intercellular space and the dermo-epidermal junction. IgA pemphigus. It is one of the rarest forms among the pemphigus diseases. However, it has two distinct clinical subtypes, intraepidermal neutrophilic or IEN subtype and subcorneal pustular dermatosis or SPD subtype. IgA pemphigus often involves erythematous skin in flexural and intertriginous areas. The lesions have a peculiar tendency to coalesce to form annular plaques with elevated margins and collarette-like scaling. Acantholysis is usually absent. IEN subtype is characterized by suprabasilar pustules involving lower or entire epidermis. In SPD subtype, there are subcorneal pustules and increased IgA intensity in the superficial epidermis.